Job the Prophet. Job, the son of Abraham, was from the family of Isaac. He was the one that was appointed by God to be his prophet, and whom his endless favors and blessings were bestowed upon. Job was granted a great number of sheep and a vast productive farm. He enjoyed the blessings of having good children and a considerable amount of power and wealth. Then God, in order to examine Job's patience and thankfulness, suddenly deprived him of all those favors and caused him to suffer from great difficulties and hardships for a period of 7 years. During these 7 years, Job suffered the misfortunes and calamities quite innocently, while his body never weakened and his face never went ugly. For this is the way God treats his prophets and his holy saints at the time of hardship or difficulty. It was because of Job's apparent poverty and poor appearance that people kept away from him, for they knew nothing of Job's high and heavenly position, as well as the relief and comfort awaiting him after those hardships. During God's divine test, Job lost all his children, wealth, cultivated farms, and sheep, but Job was still thankful and patient. While all people had deserted him, he only had his wife to be by his side. Satan, who was harassed by Job's patience and perseverance, discussed the problem with his own followers to find a way. They suggested to mislead Job through his wife. Satan, in the disguise of a man, went to Job's wife and said, "You woman, it's a long time your husband has been suffering from the deep wounds on his weak body, and there is no end to these pains and agonies. But if Job slaughters a goat kid without mentioning God's name, he will be recovered from all his illness and injuries." Job's wife hurriedly came to her husband and told him whatever she had heard from that man. Hearing her words, Job immediately found out that the speaker of those words could be no one but Satan. So he told his wife, "Satan, God's enemy, has come to you and taught you those words. Now tell me who hath granted us our wealth and children." She replied, "God." Job again asked, "How many years were we enjoying the benefit of having them?" His wife replied, 8 years. Job asked her again, "How long is it we are suffering from these misfortunes and calamities?" Wife said, 7 years and some months, I suppose. Job said, "You dear, I swear by God you did not treat the Almighty justly." When his wife left, Job found himself lonely and without anyone to take care of him. So he put his face on the ground and prostrated to God. All the while he said, "My God, I'm surrounded by hardships and calamities, and you're the most generous and merciful. So rid me of this situation and bless me with your unending favors again." In response to his request, God sent him a revelation. "Pound your foot on the ground." Job did so, and the spring started gushing up under his feet. He washed his body in it, and all his wounds and illnesses were cured and was totally recovered. His face again turned so handsome that when his wife returned to him, she did not recognize him and asked, "Did you not see a sick old man here?" Job replied, "Will you recognize him if you see him?" The wife said, "He was so much similar to you when he was healthy and sound." Job said, "I'm Job, and God has bestowed his favors upon me again." This way, Job passed the divine test proudly.